Hello everyone. In C programming series, after the first lecture, this is our second lecture. And in the first lecture, we're talking about algorithm and flowchart. And in this lecture, we're talking about C programming. And to write down the C program, we use the flowchart. Okay, so everyone have a look. For every program, doesn't matter what is the program is. Okay, so for every program, this is the simple things you have to write down. The first, include stdio.h, integer main, first bracket, second bracket open, second bracket close, return 0. Okay, so I will explain every single sentence. There is no problem, but for every program, this is the simple things you have to write down for every time. This is the common line. That's mean include std.h, integer main, second bracket close, there is a return 0. You have to write down for every program. Doesn't matter what is the problem is. The problem is will be anything. Okay, now have a look. My problem is that I want to add two number. I want to add two number from the keyboard. Okay, and for that purpose, I write down int a comma b comma sum semicolon. Now the question is that what is the meaning of that line? So the first thing, the int basically refer to integer. That's mean in my C program, I want to design a calculator which can add two number 4 plus 5 equal 9. That's mean in when I press 4 and 5, first I have to identify and I have to tell the program that the input I take, it is the integer format. The input is the integer format. And I already said that if I break down this calculator, the inside part, I will able to get motherboard. And I am here write down A, B, sum. Now the question is that why I am write down A, B, and sum. This is the call actually variable. All these three numbers is called variables. Now imagine in my calculator, I am pressing 4. So this is 4. I am pressing 5. So this is 5. That means this 4 and 5 I have to save in the motherboard. And after saving this number, I have to add and I get the result is 9, and I also have to store this number is 9. So for that purpose, in the memory, that's mean in the motherboard, I'm creating three spaces. One is A, another is B, and another is sum. Why I'm creating these three spaces in the memory? Because I want to save the value 4 at position A. I want to save the value 5 at position B. And after the summation, I want to save the value of result in the sum. That's why I'm creating these three things. I also compare these three things as a real life example. That's imagine you have a mobile phone. You have a mobile phone. And in your mobile phone, basically, if you want to store your data, you are creating folder. And just imagine this is folder for audio song. This is another folder for video song. This is another folder for movies. That's mean in your mobile phone, in the file manager, you're creating folders where you store data. In a similar way, in the motherboard, I have to creating some free space where I want to store my data. That's why I write down this line. int, that's meaning the integer format. A, where I want to store the value of 4. B, where I want to store the value of 5. And after the summation, the result will be saved in the sum variable. Okay, so this is the reason we write down this line. And every time, just remember, in Bangla sentence, if I complete a sentence in Bangla, we use dare. In English language, we use full stop, but in programming, we use semicolon. If I ask you to complete a sentence or complete a statement, basically every time this line is considered as a statement in programming. If I asks you to complete the statement. That's mean in the last portion you have to add a semicolon. Okay, is it clear now? So how many line I write down in my C programming? One, two, three, four. But I am still now not taking the input. That means if I compare this C program to this flowchart, I am at that position. Okay, so this is the first time I want to take my input. And for the input purpose, I use scanf. Scanf, double quotation, %d, %d, double quotation close, comma, and A, comma, and B, semicolon. Now the question will be occurs that what is the meaning of that line? Okay, now we try to explain this line. Just imagine the line is scanf %d double quotation and A. Okay, so in the keyboard you are pressing 4. In the keyboard you are pressing 4. Basically, this 4 goes to this %. Now, what is the meaning of %? % basically used to verify the input. It is valid or not. It is valid or not, because in the keyboard, basically if you're talking about the real life keyboard, there is a lot of number. There is alphabet A, B, C, D. There is Sharia, there is a special sign, percentage, a lot of things. So if anyone take an input that is invalid, just imagine A plus 5. So I will not able to say this is the valid input. So the percentage basically used for the validation that my input is correct or not. That means it is integer or not. Okay, so my input is 4. This is go to the %d, then %d check. Okay, if this number is 4, this is integer number. Okay, this is valid. So I have to send the value to A. I have to send the value to A. So what is the location of A? And A. This and symbol basically used in the programming language as an address. Okay, so now I found out what is the address of A. Okay, so in my previous lecture, I already explained you that why we want to need to learn binary and decimal number, because if we want to design simple calculator, number is 4, number is 5, the result is 9. This 4 will be converted is 100. This 5 will be 101. After the addition, the result will be 1001, and then I get the result 9. And here we use encoder. Here is the decoder. I already discussed in my previous lecture in chapter 3. Okay, so that's mean here we able to understand that why we need to learn how to convert a decimal number to binary, because all the device will be works as a binary numbers. But if I talk about octal number that we learn, or if we talk about hexadecimal, especially hexadecimal number, now the question will occur: what is the uses of hexadecimal number? Okay, so in this point, you will able to get the result. You will able to get the reason. The the address is, just imagine FF1. The address of B is FF2. The address of sum is FF3. Okay, so now come again. So the input is 4. Is goes to the %d. Percent is okay, valid number. Where I have to send? I have to send to A. To address of A, what is the address of A? Address of A is FF1. So that time is to try to find out why is FF1. So this is FF1. The number of 4 will be saved in the position of A. That's mean to save a number in the position of A, it's not so easy. That's mean for that reason, you have to do a lot of things. Okay, now take second line. Scanf %d double quotation and B. Now the second input is 4. The second input is, sorry, 5. 5 goes to the %d. Okay, 5 is a valid number. Okay, 5 is a valid number. Why I have to send? I have to send B. Where? Address of B. What is the address of B? Address of B is FF2. So what is FF2? FF2, FF2, FF2. The number 5 will be saved. Okay, so this is the thing that we will be done in this position. Okay, After that, that means I can write down this two line, or I can write down this line combinedly. Scanf %d %d double quotation close and a comma and b semicolon. So the line is complete. So if just imagine if you have there is input is 3 number, the number is the input number is 3. So you have to write down scanf double quotation %d double quotation close comma and a and b comma and c semicolons. That's many. How many numbers are there inputs? The number of percentage are theirs, and b and a and c. So this is the way it works. Okay. So now I think the second line is clear. In the third line, we have to write down simple line sum equal to a plus b, because I already know the value of a and b, because I already saved the value is 4 4 and the value is 5. Okay, and if I talk about my calculator, in my calculator this thing will be happen because the input is 4, the output is input is 5, there is an encoder, there is another encoder, this will be converted to 100, this will convert 101, the addition, the output is 1001, there is a decoder which convert is 9, and all those things basically happen in the hardware part, and these things we discussed in the chapter 3. Okay, so this thing is not mandatory to explain in this chapter 5, but you have to keep in mind this what is happening here. This is the full process of summation. Okay, now so I am now write down the sum equal to a plus b, and you have to keep in mind that what's actually happening. 4 5 goes to the motherboard, 100 101, then after the addition you will get the result of 1001, and after using the decoder the result is 9. Okay, so now I want to show my result. If I compare this thing to the flowchart, so this is my input line, this is my input line, this is my process line, and now I write down the line is print. So for that purpose I have to use the function printf percent result equal to %d double quotation close comma sum. Okay, now we try to explain this line. So always remember, whatever you write down in printf function between the double quotation, it will be print this thing. So in between the double quotation, I will write down result equal to %d. Okay, but the problem is that I want result is 9. Why %d? For that reason, here I write down sum. Now the question is that what is the value of sum? The value of sum is 9. So this 9 will be shown in that position. So I will get the result is 9. Just imagine, instead of using sum, I write down a. So what will be the result? Now imagine what is the value of a. The result value of a is 4. So the result will be 4. If I write down b, what will be the result? The result is 5. That's mean this is your program. Okay, so which position, what thing you have to write down, this is your decisions. So as you know that I need the result of sum, so that's why I write down sum, and I will able to get the result is 9. Okay, so this is the lines that I already explained. So I explained the line why I write down printf, what is the reason of using sum equal to a plus b. I already explained this scanf, and why I write down a, b, and sum. Okay, now I will try to explain that why we need to write down this first line. What is the reason of that? Okay, in my program I use two functions. This is the scanf, and there is a printf, and I will say that this is the input line. This is the input line, and this is the output line. Okay, that means print. The result will be printed. Okay, now the question will occur that how can I say that the scanf take the inputs? How can I say that scanf used for the input? And how can I say that printf used for the output? That's mean if I want to use scanf and if I want to use printf, both of these basically are function. Now the question will be occur that how can I will able to know this is a function? Because in every function there is a first bracket. In every function there is a first bracket. Now have a look. This is a first bracket and there is a first bracket. That means printf is a function. If I talk about scanf, this is a first bracket, this is a first bracket. That means scanf is also a function. Okay. If there is a function, listen carefully. If there is a function, there is a program. Okay. So it is not like that. If I write down scanf and it will be take as an input. I write down printf and it will be print the result. It's not like that. For that purpose, we have to write down some programs. Now the question is that the program of scanf and the program is printf, where is it located? It is the located in the include studio.h header file. So this is called studio.h header file. Now, what is the meaning of include? Include mean attach. Okay, so you have to attach the first line. You have to attach the code or C program of scanf, and you have to attach the program of printf in this header file history.h. If just imagine, if I not write down this line in the my C program, I am not write down this line. What will happen? You will able to see an error in this position and you have to see a error in that position because the program will not be able to recognize that what is the uses of scanf and what is the uses of printf function because this program it is not attached in this C program. If I want to attach this C program of these two function, so you have to write down include studio dot h because the program basically write down in this header file. Okay, is it clear? Okay. Now go to the second line. In the second line, I write down integer main. Always remember, whatever you write down in the C program, you have to write down those things in between the main function. This is a main function. This is a second bracket open, second bracket close. All those things you have to write down in this portion. Okay, just imagine you write down some command in this position. The program will not able to recognize. Okay, so whatever you write down, if you write down something outside the second bracket, so the program will not able to read these lines. So all those things you have to write down between this second bracket. Okay, and in the last line, I write down that return 0. And the question will occur that what is the meaning of return 0? There is a deep meaning of return 0, but at that position you will not able to understand because for that purpose you have to explain in deeply in function. But at this moment you can take it that okay, my program is done in the this line I will already print my result 9. So this is my stop line. So stop line, this is sum, this is print, this is for process, this is for input, and this is my C program. Okay, I think you will able to get a basic idea of C program. Just now I write down this program. Okay, so here I write down the same thing that I write in this C program. So just we run this program. Okay, so here I am able to get the display. So now I take the input. Okay, so just imagine the input is 4 and the input is 5. I press enter, the result is 9. Okay, is it clear? Now we can take another input. The number is just imagine 56 and the input is 4. Output is 60. That means my C program work properly. Okay. And all those things I already explained. Okay. So there is some issues. What is the issues? The first question will occur, sir, we can easily add to these two numbers that like that we can 4 and 5. I can add these two number manually. Or I have to write down C program and then I will get the result is 9. Okay. So just imagine the input is that and the second input is that. And this is my result. Okay, so basically, when we write down a C program or doing something deeply, basically we use all those things for design some complex problem. Basically, when you use a calculator, it's not like that you're using 4 and 5 equal to 9. You use the calculator. You basically use the calculator when you have to solve the complex problem, like mathematical integration, differentiations, high level problems, trigonometric. So that is the time we use calculators. Okay. Okay. Now, another thing I have to I have to say that this is a every application or every software has two part. Okay. This is the first part where I write down the C program. This is the part for the developer or the programmers, and this is my output line. And I will basically open this part for the users. Is it clear? Okay. Now at this moment you will able to see something in my display. No, basically that means you are not able to understand that what I have to do in this uh, display box. Okay, so for that reason I want to write down something. Just imagine this is input 4, this is input 5, the result is 10. Okay, fine. I want to attach a new line in that position. Just have a look. I write down print f first bracket double quotation enter the two numbers. And this is semicolon close. Okay. Now have this look what will be happen. I run this line and I will be able to see enter the two numbers. Okay, so I will take the input 4, 6, and I will get the result is 10. Okay, so just imagine that there is another person who uh, is not present in my class. Okay, so if I want to say that I need this person to understand my lectures, so it is possible to him or her to understand this lecture? No, but if the person run this program and in the display box, the person will able to see enter the two numbers. This person does not have any basic knowledge about the C program that we write down. Okay, but just seeing this line in the display box, this person able to understand, oh, okay, fine, I have to input two numbers. So then it will be take two numbers. Okay, and it will be get the result. And this time the person will be able to understand, okay, this is the program I write down for the addition. Okay, so that means I will want to say that this line, okay, this line is not a mandatory part of my C program, but to make my C program quite user friendly, I am using this line. So I recommend all of you to write this line in the C program. But if you not write down this line, it is not you will not I will not cut any mark in the exam paper. But I will recommend you to write down this lines because just take an example that when you playing game, okay, so those you will play basically those time of game your interest you will playing interesting. But if the program this game is not user friendly, you are not feel is it is interesting, you will not play this game. Okay, so in the similar way, when you write down the C program, we try to make it quite user friendly. Why? Because easily able to, are able to understand what I am saying. Okay, so this is the whole lecture. So thank you. In the next lecture, we'll discuss about the second part, or we will discuss about the new program or new flowchart and algorithm. Okay, thank you everyone.